Hey guys, so I've done a full face of my higher end favorites of 2022, so now it's time for a full face of my more affordable favorites of 2022. So let's jump right in. So this is no surprise to anybody who has ever watched a video I've done. My Believe Beauty eyeshadow primer is my favorite eye primer, probably period, of 2022. It's the one I use the most. I just love this stuff. And my favorite affordable eyeshadow palette is this. It's Bare Necessities. Now this is not a cheap eyeshadow palette, I will say. However, for the number of shades you're getting, it is affordable. I think it's normally like $35 on ColourPop's website, but a palette this size, I mean, that's pretty affordable. So I know that some people may disagree as far as affordability with this one, but that to me is affordable. And if you want a cheaper option that from ColourPop that would be just as good, try That's Taupe. Is that what it's called? That's Taupe. Yeah, I think so. Or Going Coconuts. That's another one of my favorites. So I'm just going to kind of do more of a like neutral eye, because that's basically what you can do with this palette. So I'm going to take this shade here, which is called On Holiday. And that's going in the crease. See how it's light, but it has some really good dimension in it. I really like that. It helps give this girl with hooded eyes a little bit of a crease. So next, I think I'm going to go into let's do this one called Hot Gossip. Then I'm going to tap into the shade here called Taboo. And then just for a little bit more depth, I'm going to go into this one here. It has a little bit of shimmer to it, but I find a lot of times when I blend those, they just kind of, the shimmer blends away. See how it gives more depth? Just a little bit. I'm going to take this shade here called Rumored, and I'm just going to put it on my finger. And then I'm going to take Silk Teddy, which is probably my favorite shade in here. The one I've used the most, probably. And that's going on the inner portion. I always have a ton of fallout with that shade, so I like to do my eyes before my face, which is my normal routine, but I like to tell people. I'm going to go ahead and take this Spyglass, which is the black shade. And I'm going to start my wing. Then I'm going to use a little bit of L'Oreal Telescopic. Okay, so I put some lashes on after the Telescopic mascara. I love the Telescopic mascara on its own. The only reason I felt the need to put lashes on is because I did in my higher end video. So I thought I would do the same for this one. So anyway, moving on to the face. If I sound stuffy, I am. I've just been dealing with like allergies or something, so please forgive me. But we are going to use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. So I've never tried the Hydro Grip from like the Milk Hydro Grip, but I feel like I've heard a lot of people talk about this and how comparable it is, and that I've even heard people talk about that they like this one better. So I do have that tackiness. You see that? Tacky. And I like to pat it in when I put it on. I like to pat it, then I like to give it about 30 seconds to sit in before I go in with anything on top of it, because just like if you're putting a lash on, you want it to like dry just a few seconds before you put it on your lash, on the eye. And kind of the same concept here. You just want to give it a second to kind of like sink in and just kind of do its thing. But it's tacky, that's for sure, and I like it. So next I'm going in with my Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation from Essence. They have a new foundation out that I'm curious to try. I've heard people talk about having a hard time finding a shade match in the new one, and their shade range is not very good. It never really has been, in my opinion. But I would like to try the new one and just see what the formula is like. So there is the foundation blended in. I really love this foundation. It's just good, period. There is so many foundations I've tried and loved, but this is one that has just stood the test of time for me. So for cream bronzer, I'm going to use ColourPop Get Sandy Super Shock Bronzer. I can use this over powder too, but as far as affordable goes, I think this is probably my most reach for, so that's why I decided to rank it my number one. I also love the Fit Me foundation stick to use for bronzer. I think I have the shade Toffee in it, and it's really pretty. So there is that, and then I also like the Super Shock Between the Sheets blush. I have a new one, but let me try this old one. If you don't screw the caps on these really good, they dry out. But I've had this one for a while, so I think it's still good. I love this shade. It's just a beautiful, like, neutral shade. I love it. And I can put this over powder yet again. I keep saying that, but I just want to stress to you, these don't have to go on before your powder. And this one I put over powder all the time. My favorite cream highlight is also a Super Shock formula. It's Wisp from ColourPop, and I just like to put it on with my finger. And then for concealer, I'm using the Milani Conceal & Perfect concealer. Love this stuff. It's so good. So creamy. I also love the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop powder, and I like to put this on with a brush, something kind of dome shaped like this, and I'll just tap it on underneath. I have to stop myself because I can set my whole face with this. I love this powder. It's so good. I'm almost out of that one, and I have a backup. That's how good it is. It's that good. It's so smoothing though. It's just beautiful on the skin, really. My favorite all over powder is the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I love this stuff. It's so good. So I'm going to set the rest of my face with the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I didn't do this on purpose, but I just realized I'm an oily person and I've picked a lot of glowy products, especially for the face. Didn't mean to, but it just happened that way. My favorite bronzer this year, affordable, was the L'Oreal Infallible. Love this stuff. I have the shade Light. It is so pretty. So pretty. I'm almost to hit pan in this. Almost. My favorite blush was the blush from Essence. It is in the shade Bespoke. I love this shade. It matches my sweater really good. And it does have some shimmer to it. I'm going to do my normal brow routine, and I'm just going to show you what I use, and then I'll come back with my brows done. NYX Micro Brow Pencil. The Lift and Snatch pen from NYX. My brain is a little clogged with all of my sinuses. I love both of these. They're in the shade Taupe. And then I have the Oma by Sharon C One and Done 2. It says 1 and Done 2-in-1 Brow Styler, and it's in the shade 2. So I love this. It is so good. I don't like the pencil. I like the brow gel on this. So can't say enough good things about this one. So let me do my brows. I'll be right back. Okay, so finished the brows. Love them. They are like my normal everyday things. That's what I do. My favorite eye pencil is, or eyeliner, is the NYX Epic Wear Liner Stick, and I love the shade Deepest Brown. It's so pretty. I've sharpened it so much. That's how much I have left. I'm gonna put this in the waterline and tightline. I think I am gonna leave the bottom lash line bare. I don't normally do that, but I'm just kind of feeling that today. Like, that's what I want to do. So I'm just gonna leave it bare, and I'm gonna put, of course, my mascara on, but that's it. This L'Oreal Telescopic is great for the bottom lashes, by the way. And that's it for the eyes today. Moving on to lips. The Juvia's Place lip liners just really cannot be beat, in my opinion. I think they're amazing. I have a couple new ones in my cart at Ulta that I need to purchase because I'm just excited to get some new ones. Although I don't need a new lip liner. I don't. I have plenty. But I just love the formula on these. They're so good. They're so smooth and just amazing. But this, I love this particular shade called Sweet Nothing. I think it is amazing. And I love that these are retractable because I do not like to sharpen. I will, of course, because that's just the name of the game. But if I can't get around it, I will. So I only have just a little bit of this one left. That's rolled up all the way. And I have another one because I bought 2 of these maxed in. I think the other one might be in my purse, I think. So I just love it. It's so good. So I'm going to line my lips with this one. And then for lipstick this year, I chose a liquid lipstick, which is really kind of in a whole category its own. It's a little bit different. It's the Vinyl Ink from Maybelline, and I love this. I love the shade Peachy. You want to shake these really good before you use them. However, if you're not into liquid lipsticks, that's okay. I have another option for you. I didn't use this in my video, but I'll go ahead and tell you. I love this Mademoiselle lipstick from Juvia's Place. Any lipstick from Juvia's Place is amazing, but this is probably my favorite one that I've had, just because I love this shade. I love the feel of these. They are just like, if you've tried the Milani, like the stiletto kind of look, Milani ones, and how they feel so nice and creamy on the lips. But yeah, they look matte. That's the same way with these, and these were the OGs of that. These were out before those. So they kind of remind me of like the MAC mattes. Just really like a satin matte, and it's so nice. So if you've not tried them, you really should, because I'm telling you, these are probably still my favorite lipsticks, and I've got high-end and drugstore and everything in my collection, and these are still my favorite. So they're affordable and I love them. But today we're going to use the Vinyl Ink. And I don't know if I've ever talked about this in a video, because I got these and they stayed in my purse for the longest time, just because I loved them so much. It's a little warm for what we got going on the eyes, but that's fine. I love the smell. Smells like a vanilla cupcake. It smells really good. And I love the finish. It doesn't get like a dry matte lipstick, matte liquid lipstick, I should say. It is going to stay like a liquid lipstick, but you're gonna have a little bit of sheen. That's where the vinyl comes from. And that will wear off as you go throughout your day, because that's just normal part for the course. There's not going to be anything that's going to be like on there all day long through eating and everything. There may be some out there. I've not found them, but these dry down. I feel it drying down, but it's still going to have that sheen to it. Can you see the sheen? But it's still there, and that's why I enjoyed this, is because it doesn't dry down and crusty and all that kind of stuff, you know. So that's why I enjoy it. So while we are waiting on that to fully dry down, let's dip into this highlighter, the Revlon Skin Lights. I love this. One thing I did forget to mention, if you are into liquid liner, I don't do a lot of liquid liner anymore. I've gotten in the habit of doing a lot of like the black eyeshadow that I did. But if you like liquid liner and you're looking for an affordable one, the Epic Ink Liner from NYX is my favorite from the drugstore. I just love this. It is a classic and probably will stay my favorite for a very long time. But yeah, this is one that I will always reach for. So if you're looking for one, this would probably be my pick. I just didn't use it today because I just don't use them all that often anymore. My hands aren't as steady as they should be for that, and I find it just easier to control eyeshadow. So back to the highlight. So pretty. I love this highlighter. And just going back to this palette, which I think this palette, but I think this palette would be a great like bridal palette. Like I think this eye look can even be a bridal look, just something neutral, simple, all the things. But this shade right here, which is called Idle Hour, I'm gonna highlight my brow bone and inner corner with that. So this is dried down completely, You do have a little bit of transfer. It is not completely transfer proof. If I said that, I'm sorry. I did not mean to mislead you, but it is not completely transfer proof. But for the most part, it is. And you still have it on your lips. It's one of the best ones for staying power that I have in my collection. So just one of the good ones. And then for a lip gloss, I don't always put a gloss over this just because it does keep that shine and it's pretty. And but if I'm gonna wear gloss, I usually reach for Maybelline lifter glosses. I literally had every lifter gloss I own in my purse for the longest time. I just now took it out because I was trying to unload my purse with all the products I have in there. This one is called Sun, and it's my favorite. It's the one I reach for the most. It's just pretty. It's light. It kind of has like a little bit of a coppery, not coppery, bronziness to it, a light bronze, and they smell so good. They last, I mean, for a gloss, they last pretty good. And I just love these. These are like my favorite, like, nourishing glosses. If I need chapstick and I don't have a chapstick, I'll grab this, and it nourishes my lips and just looks so pretty. I love it. And my favorite affordable setting spray. I don't know if I used setting spray in my high-end video, did I? If I didn't, I meant to. But this is almost out, so I'm going to use it sparingly. I have enough for this anyway. So I'm just going to stick that behind my ear, and I'm just going to spray this on my face. So I get really shiny after I spray it on there, and then I just kind of like wait for it to dry. I'll fan it down some, and then I'll also take my sponge and just kind of like press it. But also I like this just because it really brings life back to my face. It's not, of course it didn't look powdery before, but it doesn't look powdery like some powders I use will make my skin look really powdery. And this doesn't do that. It just really makes it look, you know, lifeless again. Not lifeless. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Has some life into it. I don't know what that word is, but whatever it is, that's what I'm looking for. But yeah, I just really, really enjoy that setting spray. I think it is amazing, and it works wonders for me. Yeah. So I love all these products. I've already told you that. No secret here. I think that they're all great. I can't recommend them enough. They are my favorites. At the moment, I'll say right now, this is my favorite, this is my favorite, and then something changes. So don't hold me to it if I say something else is my favorite and you're like, wait a minute. But yeah, they're always changing. But this is what I use the most in 2022. Absolutely, almost took care of all this in 2022. There were some repurchases from some of the stuff in 2022. So I'm loving makeup, but also there's things that I use and have to repurchase, and it might be time to declutter some of my makeup, and I'm slowly coming to terms with that. I'm not saying there's going to be any declutter anytime soon, but slowly I'm accepting the fact that I might need to do it. So it's just going to take me a minute to get there. So, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was entertaining to watch. If you have any favorite, you know, affordable makeup that you're loving, let me know what it is, because I might need to try it. If you've tried any of this stuff and you like it, let me know. Let's talk about it. I always enjoy like getting to talk to you guys about the makeup. That's my whole point in doing these videos, is just to have somebody else to talk to about makeup, because there are people in my life who like makeup, absolutely, but nobody's obsessed with it like I am. So that's why I started all this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you are staying safe, happy, and healthy. I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.